There we go. Oh! I'm going to be honest with you. I have tried for the past 8 minutes of me recording at the moment to try to come up with a good introduction on how to bring this movie up into conversation. But I can't really come up with a good one, and not because I can't think of anything, but because there's so much to say. And my story for this movie begins with me scrolling through Peacock, and I'm going to be honest with you, Peacock is so useless of a streaming service. Literally the only reason it exists is because NBC thought it was a good idea to pull The Office from Netflix and put it on their own platform so people could jump ship. But 90% of people that are using it is only using it because The Office is available on there. And that's it. So my mom had a Peacock account for a while, and we decided to look through some random films on there to see what we could find. And we ended up stumbling across a film that was about the Loch Ness Monster. And to give context, my mom was actually a big fan of the Loch Ness Monster growing up. We actually have some really cute Loch Ness Monster decor all around the living room, and it really does brighten up the place. It's some of the cutest decor pieces, and it really means a lot to her. So when we found this film called Nessie Me, a 2016 film about the Loch Ness Monster that's kind of like a comedy but also a drama movie, we decided to take a crack at it, and we thought it would be interesting, but it was certainly interesting. No, it was genuinely bad. And I can honestly say it was the worst movie I had probably ever seen on that platform. Now, technically, it's actually available on a bunch of other streaming services, including here on YouTube. But the only reason I'm calling it a Peacock movie is because that's where I stumbled across it first. And so I'm going to label it as such. Now, before I can even jump into this terrible movie, I need to read the synopsis for you all. A 9-year-old boy moves to a lakeside village and befriends a captain who claims a mythical sea creature named Nessie lives in their peaceful waters. When Nessie proves to be real, the boy embarks on a special mission to save the town from corporate villain Maxwell Gordon and prove that anything is possible if you just believe. Yeah, we're pulling out the SpongeBob movie synopsis from here. The only way I could really describe this movie is like if you took a talking cat, that one weird live action movie that JonTron talked about, and mixed it with the Loch Ness Monster. This is the Loch Ness Monster equivalent of the talking cat. It is that level of amateur. Now, before you all make comments about how the nickname for the Loch Ness Monster is similar to a certain robot character I have that has a video game that is available for purchase, available on the Steam and Switch eShop, but Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster nickname, came first. With that plug out of the way, how about we watch this movie ourselves and see exactly how bad things are going to get? So with that said, let's dive right into the cringe. Oh my god. They just stole that from the SpongeBob movie. Whoa, I don't know what's going on here, but that frame rate is perhaps one of the worst I've seen out of these amateur movies. This probably looks like something I would actually see on Game Boy Video if I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, what the f*** is that? Is that supposed to be the Loch Ness Monster? So our film begins with the captain, Jack O'Grady, spotting the Loch Ness Monster in his boating area. He's played by an actor named John Henry Richardson, and I'm not gonna lie, this man had a lot going on for him.
Can't fool me, buddy boy. You've been scaring folks around this place for far too long.
This man looked like he had way too much fun playing this role, and he put so much effort into it. He's probably the winning lead in the entire movie, if I'm going to be honest with you.
I hear Lake Hollywood's lovely this time of year. Well, either way, you're leaving, and I'm gonna make sure of that.
What the f*** is that? Oh, what is that CGI? Oh, looks like something you see out of a cursed, corrupted Shrek movie.
You've been scaring so many kids for so many years, it's time for you to finally go way down under with the rest of the Dinococs and Piranhacondas.
So after that scandalous threat from Jack O'Grady, the opening music plays, and it's just the happiest music you'll ever hear in the entire movie.
The sky is turning black and gray, but that's okay.
The The Loch Ness Monster is real and I just shit my pants. We then cut to these guys that run a video store and they too believe that the Loch Ness Monster is real because of what the captain saw.
Are you sure? Because old man Hodges told me he saw something one night while he was night fishing.
Don't you mean night drinking?
Drinking. Me, matey, I just saw this here monster lurking over my sea one night. I had a Heineken in my hand and I might have taken a few swigs of it. And I think an alien just came down to shove a rod up my ass. And then we shift over to these children walking, and honestly, this segment is so 2016. It was so of its time.
Hey guys, Earth to Evan. I'm feeling kind of solitary here. Are you hearing me, bro? I hear you, Jamie. I hear you.
I'm hearing you, mate. I'm just too busy playing Flappy Bird right now. Was Flappy Bird even a thing in No, it wasn't. It was 2014. What the was available in 2016?
I play Pokemon Go every day.
You started school last month, right? Yeah. Well, then you should know the drill by now.
Yeah, you should know the fucking drill, man. It's just right over there.
It's quiet time till we lose bars over the hill there. I just thought we could do something old school for a change. Like talk.
Talk about what?
I don't know. School? Plans for Friday night? How to make $1 million?
Yo, if you're actually wanting to talk about making $1 million, you've got a whole life ahead of you. I'm just telling you. Also, this was 2016, so probably you could have unironically done crypto.
I just thought it might be cool to put down the phones for once and just chat. What?
You mean put down the one device that is able to get us to our destination that we are walking to in the first place?
So, Jamie, just how you plan on making your first $1 million? Maybe you could tell my folks. They're always scrambling to stretch a buck.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you to make quick money by selling my YouTube course. Okay, I can't be too hard on this. Like, these kids are actually pretty good at what they were given. At least it's a lot better acting than a lot of other things like you on Kazoo.
Oh, hi.
So after that wild conversation, they start discussing about where to go next, and they're a little hesitant about passing the same lake that the Loch Ness Monster has supposedly been spotted at.
You didn't hear anything unusual? Out of the ordinary? What are you guys talking about? Have you ever heard the legend of Nessie? The legend of what?
Yeah, Nessie, the NES robot, which is a game that you're able to buy on Steam and Switch.
It's supposedly a giant monster that lives in the lake. Get out of town, you're joking.
Yeah, you're joking. You gotta be f***ing kidding me!
No, it's true. It's been spotted by eyewitnesses for over 100 years. And you must have some sort of proof, right?
I heard it once.
When? Look, listen.
he just drops his f***ing backpack. That's good. Just drops the backpack to be serious for once.
Last 4th of July, my dad let me stay up past midnight. Suddenly, we heard a loud cry in the distance. He picked me up and we lit out there like the devil himself was trying to get us. When we came home, my dad didn't say not a word to my mom.
I don't know, it looked more like he was trying to take a photo shoot than a heralding escape for his safety.
You could have just heard a car horn or something.
Do you? What would the f***ing Loch Ness Monster sound like with a car horn?
Okay, you can take the long and winding road. I'm going this way. Whatever.
So after that, this mafia guy, who I can only describe to be a bootleg Danny Woodburn, and his henchmen decide to go after the video store guys.
Larry and Izzy, my 2 favorite deadbeats. You got my payment?
Look, Tony, it's like this. Business has been slow, but we came up with this great new
Shut up! Nobody asked you. You owe me $1,000.
$1,000? I'm sorry, but is that it? I mean, I would have expected like 5,000 or 10,000 even, but 1,000? That's it? Like, even $1,000 is a lot for me as a person. But as for a video store rental place and for this guy right here, 1,000, that's a very small amount in my opinion.
And I want my money by,
Saturday, boss.
Saturday.
The clock's... Oh, swear this movie is supposed to be some sort of blend between serious and comedy. It's like, it's actually put me a lot in mind of Daddy Can't Dance or White Man Can't Dance, that one movie that Drew Gooden talked about.
You understand, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And don't try and skip town on me or else.
Or else what?
Or else this.
You gonna rent movies from us?
You get the picture? I love a good horror movie, don't you?
You know, guys, I hope you don't pay.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be real, but taking these two guys out over $1,000, that's not worth it, mate. I'm sorry.
I'm here for the rent, Larry. 2 months.
I need a few more days, Mr. Mason.
You said that last time. And the time before. End of the month. Get caught up, or you're out of here. And I'm taking these for my granddaughter. She's home with the crew.
Yeah, man, Gumby's some serious shit. I'm taking this with me. You don't f with me and my Gumby, okay? So as Jamie, the make $1 million kid from before, decides to go down the path that he wanted to go down to in the first place, he starts hearing these strange creature noises that could potentially be from the Loch Ness Monster. He accidentally then stumbles across the captain.
Avast! What are you doing here all alone, boy? Aren't you afeard of the monster?
No, I'm afraid of you.
Okay, for how bad this movie is, there are some good moments here. It's one of those films that's kind of above its range, if you know what I mean. So Jamie and the captain both become friends, and they get ready to see the Loch Ness Monster in person. But before that, let's see some golf.
Kitty, back from the bank with good news, I hope.
Sadly, Maxwell, there's been a snag. Skipper had a will and a living heir. A
Skipper?
grandson.
A will? A grandson? Oh, no.
Grandson?
There's got to be a way to intercede. A loophole, something.
I don't think so. It's all legal. Everything that Skipper owned now belongs to one Larry.
What's going on here? Why did this get added? Who's all these characters?
Larry and Izzy.
Should I call you at the office?
I'll be back in a half an hour. I want to play one more round.
And you keep your eyes peeled, Master Jamie, as it could be anywhere.
That could actually be the weirdest mating call I have ever heard for a creature. So it turns out the Loch Ness Monster has just made itself home to this random captain's area, and it's just not explained. Like, the Loch Ness Monster, one of the most iconic creatures of all time, aside from like Bigfoot and UFOs, the Loch Ness Monster, one of the most beloved mythical creatures ever, just making a home to this random captain's boat. It doesn't make sense.
Usually find me over there by that shack yonder. That's where I keep my gear and supplies.
You live there?
Well, it'd be really hard to live there with no running water. No, I rent me a nice place right behind the bait shop. Well, take care of yourself, young fella.
Okay, I'll see you after school.
Well, I'll probably be here.
I'll probably be here alone without my water. I smell like shit.
I swear, Jamie, I know you've heard me say don't talk to strangers.
But Mom...
Don't but Mom me.
Your mom's right. You too, Alfie.
I saw it. For real.
Yeah, I totally saw it. It was in the back of this area that said free Robux. Okay, that's probably the most f***ed up joke I made. But to be serious, you probably shouldn't just be telling your parents that you saw the Loch Ness Monster from this random old man who's said to be a captain. Like, that is some very skeptical shit, especially given how fictional a lot of people in this world believe the Loch Ness Monster is.
Yeah, your dad's right. That fin you saw is probably just a sailboat or something.
Wasn't a sailboat. I know what that looks like.
Okay, well, maybe it was your captain friend playing a joke on you.
Sometimes when the sun is setting, it can play weird tricks on your eyes, especially when it's going down on the ocean.
Oh yeah, that is a totally real illusion. Like last time I actually saw a giant 7-foot poorly CGI'd Loch Ness Monster on the road. It's an everyday occurrence.
When I was in the Navy, I saw what I thought was a big UFO rising out of the ocean.
Oh God, no, don't fucking bring UFOs into this. We've already had top tier craziness when you told us that the Loch Ness Monster was real and was living in a captain's area. Please don't bring UFOs into this.
Really? Like on TV?
Yeah, but when we sailed closer, it turned out to be just a flock of birds flying in a circle.
Tom, that is hysterical. You never told me that.
Yeah, hysterical.
Hysterical. The eye roll.
You know, if I had an iPhone like the rest of the kids, I could easily just snapped a photo of it.
Jamie, please, let's not go on about the iPhone nonsense again.
Oh no, I forgot about this. Yeah, apparently this kid also wants an iPhone. And keep in mind, the newest iPhone they had at the time was, I think, like the iPhone 6, like the one where they just pulled out. Hold on, let me check what iPhone existed. Yeah, it's the iPhone 7, so they already pulled out the headphone jack on this.
Can we just be happy about the laptop that your dad got you? When we were your age, nobody had cell phones and computers and everybody survived.
Yeah, Jamie, be grateful about your fucking laptop. You don't need an iPhone. Like, seriously, they just dropped the iPhone name into this, like Apple had any part of it.
Hey, what are we doing in Dad's room? Keep still. Whisper. Why? Because I don't want Mom and Dad knowing that we're in their room. Why? Because that's why. Just leave it at that. Why?
No! It's Jeffy! It's literally Jeffy!
Oh my gosh, Alfie, please be quiet.
Yeah, shut the f up. I'm trying to steal my parents' phone.
Hey, that's Dad through camera. Shh. And I'm not really taking it. I'm just borrowing it for a day. And if you see anything, I'll tell Dad that you took it.
Damn, kid, you're actually gonna threaten your own sibling over trying to take a photo of the Loch Ness Monster? Like, I don't know if they had any other, like, Android phones around. Like, they probably had something in their drawer box. Like, parents still have, like, a drawer box filled with old smartphones that they had moved over from. Like, this is 2016. It's most likely that his parents could have upgraded to a new phone and just left the old ones behind. Just grab one of those and take a photo of it there. It'd be about as good as all the other leaked photos of things like Bigfoot and the UFO. It could have been perfect.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't do that. Just please keep this secret between us. Thanks, Alfie. I know I can count on you.
So after that, we cut back to the video rental guys, and we discovered that Larry's grandpa had died. And so because of that, he gets to inherit the boat, the cabin, and also the rest of the stuff that he owned. The only issue is that he is now even more in debt, having to owe $40,000 to the stuff that his grandpa owed.
This could be like Destiny knocking. You want to go check it out after work?
Oh, for sure, man. Oh, you didn't get the chocolate ones.
So Jamie decides to go to his friends and tell them that the Loch Ness Monster is real. And despite what the captain asked him to do, he decides to break that promise by taking a snap of the Loch Ness Monster and selling it to the National Inquisitor.
I read online last night that the National Inquisitor paid big bucks for a blurry pic of Bigfoot. If they will pay $50 for that, who knows what they'll pay for a clear shot of Nessie. He's sassy.
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. You are going way above and beyond your ring, dude. Do you actually think you could successfully be able to take a photograph of this creature that is barely able to be called upon and be able to sell it to a very big, like, animal research company? Like, are you sure about this? You have a lot of risk going on, especially with stealing your parents' camera.
Hey, come on, guys, or we're gonna be late for the bus.
Hey, anybody got bars yet?
Mine just came back. I'm back on. Me too. Let's go.
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's go play some more Pokemon Go. I'm sick of this shit. So Larry and Izzy, who introduces himself as
Hey, I'm Izzy,
decide to visit all the boats that his dead grandfather had left behind. And soon they come across a woman named Tamara. And it turns out that not only is Larry her new landlord, but she too is also low on rent as well.
Oh, what? You don't like worms?
Not since my hook baiting accident of 98.
What does the what?
Not since my hook baiting accident of 98.
What could the hook baiting accident of 98 be? Like, I'm getting so curious about this. I want to know half of this.
See ya.
Soon after that, we see these two scientists who I can only describe as the bootleg equivalents of Walter White and D6.
They just look at me like I'm a damn lion eating a gazelle.
Trying to make a scientific discovery.
Yes. All right, let's get going.
Oh, no. I don't care how many times you show it, it's still really bad of a CGI. No. 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 We're bringing f***ing mermaids into this now? Like, we've already reached peak hysteria with the Loch Ness Monster, but now you're bringing f***ing mermaids into this? Oh, and guess what? Guess what the name of this red-headed mermaid is?
I am Ariel.
Ariel. Ariel, of course! It's f***ing Ariel. You know, how about we just bring in a little boy who's a fairy that wears a green suit and green hat and call him f***ing Peter Pan for all sake? You know what movie have at it? I don't even care at this point.
Is that your vehicle?
Kinda.
Will you help me, one who calls himself Izzy?
I, who am called Izzy himself by you, who is known as Ariel, will. All right, just get those long legs in there. There you go.
Oh, a nice job doxing your damn license plate, dude. I'm not sure if that's too much of an issue for film and having your license plate on it, but most people would prefer having their license plate blurred out if you ask me. Whoa, what was that? So after that, Larry walks into this wooden cabin, which could also be owned by his grandpa, and then Tamara walks in on him.
Do you want to come with me and help dig red wigglers?
That is about the strangest proposition I've ever had from a beautiful girl, but sure.
And that could perhaps be the weirdest and perhaps creepiest dialogue I've seen in a movie so far. We then cut to Izzy and Ariel driving all the way to their destination. And picture this for a moment. By car, they have managed to make it all the way from the US, from Indiana, all the way over to fucking Finland!
Maybe I could give you a tour tomorrow around the lake. Give you a chance to hear the whole story.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's a date. I mean, a deal. It's a deal.
Nah, bro, you f***ed up. You f***ed up, bro. I'm sorry, but you f***ed up.
That's why I'm going back today with this camera. Captain Jack will call it and I'll get a shot of it. Aren't you afraid? Suppose, but if I get a good shot of it, it's like money in a bank. Do you mind if I come along with you today? I promise not to scream or anything.
No, dude, you're digging an even deeper hole than you were before. First, you stole your parents' camera, then you're disobeying your captain's wishes by taking this photograph. You don't even know if you'll be able to make that much money off of this Loch Ness Monster pic in the first place. But now, fourth, you're bringing this girl along with it. Like, you've got a massive hole under your belt, dude. I swear, you're just digging your grave at this point. We then cut to the weird golfer dude and this woman, and it looks like they seem to be having their eyes targeted on Larry because of how much in debt he is. I don't know what they're targeting him for. I don't know what they do, but they're targeting him, I guess.
I can sum him up in one word: deadbeat. He's in debt up to his ears. No, worse, he's drowning in it.
I am under the water. Please help me.
Speaking of Larry, we cut to him being a klutz again.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, it was going great. I almost had them all up there.
So, where's your friend Izzy?
He is missing.
You know, I've never met a girl like you before. No, I mean literally, I've never met a girl that can transport an entire car over the ocean.
Okay, yeah, I was correct. That weird-ass animation was for a reason. Okay, now I see what's going on here. Also, that part with Larry was just a transition into this part with Izzy and Ariel.
Oh, here they come.
Come on, Seabiscuit. Come on, baby. Come on.
We then cut to Jamie and this girl getting ready to take a photo of the Loch Ness Monster. But uh-oh, turns out the captain went missing.
He's not home. Well, let's try.
Oh. Okay, you know what? That was a cool shot too. What is it with this? I gotta say, the director did a really good job with some of those shots.
Hey, you can't go in there without permission. Hey, the door was open, wasn't it?
This kid is so sleazy.
Hey, I had a full tank of gas.
Yeah, you did. Hey, I brought you a t-shirt. Ooh, let me see. Sounds sweet. And you know, I've done crazier.
Hey, you used up a ton of my gas. Oh, a shirt. But yeah, Izzy finally comes back from his trip to Finland, and that's when Larry explains to him that the business is going slow. So what's the best course of action? A television commercial.
Looking for a fun-filled adventure that won't take a big bite out of your wallet? Tired of staying home every night watching reruns on TV? Then come on down to Lake Apalog and join me, Larry Krupnick, on the greatest boat tour since your last boat tour.
I will say this is actually one of the most entertaining segments on here, and I can't play for it all for you here because I'm afraid of copyright, but if you ever do get the chance to watch this movie, despite how bad it is, this segment might be one of your best. It's one of my personal favorite parts of this whole movie. This then segues yet again to the weird golf guy and this woman, and I'm getting a little bit more info about what they're trying to do. I'm assuming they're trying to be able to get him under their hands. I don't know exactly what is going on with this, but it gets even more confusing as it goes on.
Oh, you know, we thought it'd be a great way to keep up on the payments, you know?
Yeah, just look at all the customers. Oh, yes.
hey, editor Daniel, can we get a YouTube clip of that, please? Thank you.
So where are all the people anyway? I mean, this place used to be hopping. Families, jet skis, babes for miles. Not that I was looking.
Well, it's all like what I told you yesterday. It's all that one guy.
Let me guess. Maxwell.
Yep.
What is the deal with this guy?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. What is he? Who is he? What's he doing?
You know that's live bait, right?
No.
Yeah, well, if you keep playing with it, it won't be live anymore. Izzy,
you no, all the bait's gone now.
This Maxwell guy, he owns all the land around the lake except for Skipper's.
The Skipper's land is your land now, Larry.
Oh, finally I now know what the is going on. Yeah, so it turns out that's actually supposed to be Maxwell. The reason he's going after Larry is because this is actually part of his land, and he's trying to find a way to stop him from being able to pay for all the rent. And now I see what's going on here now. But yeah, it's through this interaction that we discovered that the reason Maxwell is trying to stop Larry and Izzy from being able to afford the rent is because he is wanting to take all the land to himself and turn the area into a casino. But then that's when we're told by Tamara that a few centuries back, a pirate had taken some of his loot and had buried it somewhere in the island.
A pirate farmer.
Let me get my hoe from my yard.
But no one knows where it is or who's even got it.
I smell an adventure.
I smell us getting f***ed.
Honey?
What is it, Tom?
Oh no.
You happen to know where my camera is?
Oh no.
Last time I saw
Here
it
we
in the
go.
dresser.
Jamie's
Second drawer from
I'm
the
scared.
top.
I'm actually scared.
Cameras just don't get up and walk away. Think, Tom, maybe you could have put it somewhere else in the house.
No. It's been waiting there since my birthday last month.
Oh no! To make matters worse, it's a birthday gift he got! No! Oh no! Oh no! Jamie's cooked!
What about you, Sport? Happen to know what happened to Dad's camera, do you?
Oh, don't say it.
Jamie took it.
Ah, he said it! So Maxwell decides to go over to Larry and Izzy and do his best to try to talk them out of it. Knowing the Beatles reference earlier with a long and winding road, he probably has a silver hammer with him as well.
I understand Skipper was into the bank for some pretty serious loans.
So,
take this check for $50,000 right now and deposit it first thing in the morning.
Oh, 50 grand. Holy shit. Okay, so I don't know exactly how this kind of stuff goes. I don't know who gets involved with this kind of stuff, and I don't know what would be a good choice with this kind of action, but I could see a lot going on here. And also, dude, you are already like so f***ing deep in debt with the Danny Woodman looking guy and the owner of that video rental place, and also now this land that your grandpa once owned. You have so much debt going on. I don't think running all of this is even remotely going to be worth it unless you're just doing it because it's a family thing because your grandpa owned it. Dude, just take the fucking money, man.
I've written the bill of sale in mini print on the back of the check. All you need to do is sign it in the morning and the deal is done.
It's that simple.
Oh, why'd she say it like that? It's that simple. So after another random interaction between Walter White and D6, we then cut back to Larry and Izzy deciding on what they should do with the check. Either they should write it out or they should keep the island.
sorry, Iz. I know you love the slide, but I have to sell.
You're selling?
Tamara, wait!
Oh no!
Tamara! Tamara!
No!
Come back! No, he loves you! Act like you love her!
I swear this film is starting to become from one of the worst things to one of the best things. It's still like super bad, but man, it gets funny. So as Jamie and this girl are reading this newspaper, the captain just randomly appears.
Means he no longer wanted to see his old man again.
We're not robbers. We're not robbers.
After some conversation, they all decided that they should take a photograph of the Loch Ness Monster for the better, in order to get Captain's career back, and in order for Jamie to be able to make a profit off of it, I guess. We then cut to Larry trying to right his wrongs from his out-of-context statement that Tamara had overheard. To somewhat no surprise, she's nowhere to be found, and because it starts to rain, Larry decides to go back into the cabin in order to get warm. He accidentally knocks a hanging portrait off the wall, but it turns out inside of it was a map which could lead to the buried gold.
Izzy! Izzy, look! Hey. Look at this, man. I think this is a pirate treasure map. Where did you find this? I was behind one of my grandpa's old pictures. Check this out. X marks the spot.
Yeah, of course it's real. Why else would it have a cartoonish outline of the entire map and also a big fat red X on it? Of course it's real. So Jamie does make it home safely, but not without being in trouble because he has finally been caught stealing his dad's camera.
Well, thankfully nothing's broken.
Dad,
Jamie, please. You had your chance for remorse.
So think about it this. He decides to steal his dad's camera without his permission to try to take a photograph of what is at this point what many people believe a fictional creature. What do you think he's going to be doing to Jamie? Just picture it for a second. What exactly do you think that he's going to do for Jamie or to Jamie because of this? Just think about it for a second. All right, so here's what actually happens.
I've got a list of 10 numbers I want you to commit to memory.
Okay.
213-555-6733.
I don't understand. For me?
Yeah. He just gives him a fucking iPhone. Son, I know you may have broken my heart by stealing my birthday gift of a camera to try to take a photo of a fictional sea creature from a random island owned by a crazy old guy that had lost his son and job, and the city had legally ruled him as a crazy old guy. iPhone?
Yeah! What do you think?
What's with the yellow tape?
Well, this is where the statue of me is going to be. Here, what do you think?
Pretentious, obnoxious, and overindulgent.
You said it, girl. The screenshot I got.
Hello, Mr. Gordon. Amy Skelp, Channel 3 News. Pleasure to meet you. Are you ready for your interview?
I'm like lunch meat. Always ready.
Jamie, make it snappy. You're gonna be late for the bus.
I'll be right there, Mom.
All right, I'm in no mood to drive you there myself.
I'm coming.
I'm coming! Also, it looks like his wishes for an iPhone had went out the window because what is that? Now I could definitely tell that's not an iPhone. It has a headphone jack.
Well, being of Native American descent, I have a spiritual bond with the sacred land.
The fucking boing son of that. Oh, no. Oh, it's so out of place here. We then cut back to the two guys that were hunting Larry and Izzy for the $1,000. So, looks like Larry and Izzy is nowhere to be found, but even more Larry was a dunce and left the note that said that his grandpa died and inherited his island. Speaking of Larry and Izzy, we then cut to the two trying to find the gold that is located on the map. After about 20 attempts at digging, they finally find the gold. But it looks like all of that was completely pointless because it wasn't gold that they would find, it was rocks.
Wait, what? Rocks, Izzy. Rocks. You mean like the pet? Yes, like the pet.
We then cut to Jamie explaining to the rest of his friends how he's going to get a photograph of the Loch Ness Monster, and is also there just to show off his new phone.
Well, maybe the journey was the treasure.
Get real, dude. There is no treasure and there are no lake monsters.
Oh, okay, that was choreographed very well. Okay, that was pretty good. I'm sorry. That was really well done.
I mean, go!
Oh no. Oh, there's the henchman. And boom.
Come on! Let's go talk.
Oh no. Oh, all right. They finally been caught. All right, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen to these two bozos?
Izzy, or else.
So yeah, the two decide to run away from them, and they're backed by one of the most electronic pieces of music in the entire soundtrack. joke the song does not fit anywhere in the soundtrack at all, but it's a blessing that it's even here. There, like, these are some cool shots. Like, for a bad, low-budget film, I have to say it's kind of impressive with what they did. I've actually been fairly entertained throughout this whole thing. Honestly, top 10 movie dads. That's really good.
Give me the lighter.
But I want to light it this time.
Oh no!
You got to light it last time.
Don't do it.
It's got a short fuse.
No, don't do
I'll show
it.
you who's got a short fuse. Now give it to me.
No! Don't! Wait! No! No! So Larry finally breaks the news to Maxwell that he is not selling the island, but Maxwell does everything he could in order to persuade him back into selling it.
Lake Apolog belongs to the Gordons, and I will have it all.
Oh, Blue's Clues door! Just a random Blue's Clues door sound out of nowhere.
We'll have it all. We'll have it all. We'll.
You know, Ariel, I always see you popping in and out of the water. Where are you from?
I'm from down under.
What are you?
What is your word?
Beautiful.
No, don't try it, bro. I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry.
I must go, Izzy. Take care holding down the fort.
No, wait!
And there you go. She wasn't made for you, bro. I guess we can literally say there's more fish in the sea. So Larry decides to do the one thing that, I'm gonna be honest, he probably should have done at the beginning and sell his car in order to be able to pay back the money to the mafia dude who's somehow still alive from that, the boss who owned the building in the first place, but also has to make one more visit to the now disgruntled Tamra.
What, are you here to terminate my lease?
No. Paid my way out of my former life. I even have enough money to pay this month's mortgage.
But what happens in 30 days?
I was kind of hoping we could figure that out together.
Hey, Iz. Hey. I'm not on good terms.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Izzy's been actually starting to become one of my favorite characters in the film. He's just, it's that level of kookiness that I like about him.
Hey, enough about that. Check this out. What is that? Oh, it's money. But there's not one.
Oh,
there's not one.
It's like magic.
Ah, dang it, lad. I told you before. You just can't count on that Nessie to ever show up when you want him.
All right, we're finally getting to the big moment here. If he could finally get that photograph of the Loch Ness Monster.
Really feeling any kind of strong emotion one way or t'other.
Hey, Dad.
No. Are we doing this? Just to randomly just have him come back because of this Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster, so beautiful it'll bring your family back. You know what, let's go one step further. How about we make it so it resurrects family members too? Oh, this here Loch Ness Monster thing is so great, it brought my great-grandpa back from the ashes. But yeah, so it turns out the businessman dude that Jamie called earlier was actually the captain's son. Honestly, cool. Like, I didn't know where, like, I'm assuming it was because of some papers or stuff, knowing the right information to be able to get in touch with him to arrange all this. That's still pretty wild for a 10-year-old to pull all of this off.
No. You cannot let him make that payment if he makes this one. Anything could happen in the next month. I'll steal it.
What?
Larry's cash.
What the hell is this guy doing? This is weird. Man, this is the most desperate businessman I have ever seen in the history of film, at least from what I've seen.
Oh, Philly D.
Oh my god, do people actually say that whenever they faint? So yeah, after the secretary Fiddle D faints, Maxwell steals the money.
Sure does.
Get in the car. I'm driving.
Perhaps one of the coolest moves he's done in the whole film too.
Hey dude, what's going on?
So yeah, now it looks like we got a second chase sequence on our hands. It ultimately ends with Maxwell stealing one of the belts to run off, and it leads to one of the wildest plot twists I have ever seen in a movie so far.
It's foreclosing time for you!
What the hell? What's going on? Oh no!
Whoa.
Wait! It's all gold? That was the gold the whole time? Knowing everything that I've seen about this film, I'm honestly not even surprised.
You're wonderful.
Oh my God. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, looks like Walter and 𝘵𝘶 are fine, I guess. We then see the Loch Ness Monster bouncing, I'm not even kidding, bouncing into the car of Walter and 𝘵𝘶. And they both spot it as they drive home and they get scared by it. And that is how the movie ends. I'm not even kidding, that's actually how the film ends. Oh my God. That was one of the wildest films I had ever seen in my life. And it actually being a genuine film rather than something like Our Drawings where it was just a YouTube exclusive thing. No, this was like available on streaming services and everything. It's not like with Our Drawings where there was a lot of weird stuff going on behind the scenes, whether them faking about how long it took to make the movie or the person making it saying that they were better than Disney or saying that they were better than Digital Circus. No, here instead, it was just a passionate side project and it was just made out of fun, I presume. I don't have anything against the writers or the director or the cast or anything. In fact, even despite how bad this film was, I actually had a pretty decent time with it because there was a lot of decent stuff going on here. From the music to the editing and also the camera. Like, sure, there was like the weird stuff going on in the opening with the frame rate, but there were some pretty decent shots here. I also think some of the characters were pretty fun as well. Should you try to go out of your way to watch this? Probably. The film is only 90 minutes, so I'd say you might get a kick out of it. But I want to hear what you think. What are your thoughts on Nessie and Me? Did you like it or did you hate it? Tell me in the comments. And if you have any other suggestions for what you want me to talk about next, and if you have any fan art that you want to submit to me, you can submit them all via all these social media pages that'll be on screen right now and in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit the like button, and if you're new, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can go check it out via my merch store, which will be in the description below. And if you want to support me in any other way, you could go check out my Ko-fi page and have a one-time donation done through there. But with all of that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Ah!